This is the art of solarization. Being the windiest part of Nova Scotia, we sometimes have the wind that doesn't cooperate. The tarp got blown over, we gotta fix it. But we'll go take a look. And this is what it does. It burns off the weeds and the debris, so then it's easier to clean. This is not quite ready, so we gotta fix it and put it up again. But I wanted to show you. You okay with walking on the tarp? Yep. Let's go see when it becomes ready. This is the section of the field we're going to be working on first. And see how everything is dyed all the way back? It has two purposes. It helps us warm up the soil so it's better for the seeds. But it also kills, the main purpose is to kill a lot of the perennial weeds. Since I'm an organic farm, I cannot use Roundup. Here we're going to be planting onions within the next week or two. All this debris will be raked off. We'll redo the walkways and then we'll plant the onions. Okay, so in this area where the weeds have still grown, that was a section that didn't get tarped. We have to pull all these weeds by hand. Now we go see what happens when you don't tarp. This is garlic. It's a little slow this year. It's just starting to peek out of the mulch. This is what was dug out earlier this morning. Okay. This field was not tarped yet. Okay, so we will bring the tarp from that side where we've been working mainly to this side within the next week to burn off all the weeds and warm up the soil. Actually, in the corner, I purposely left some shallots to see if they were going to winter, so we'll be digging those out and dividing them a little bit before we put the tarp on. So I still try really hard to do a little bit of experimenting, wanting to have more diverse crops early spring and late fall. This is my fruit orchard. It's a small fruit orchard, gooseberries and currants. Can you take a picture of my little friend on the power line? These are my migrant workers. We have 3 pairs of tree swallows this year. And one moved into the house that Braden put on the power pole. Braden is studying to be a linesman, so he climbed the pole for me. Oh, look, we have a special visitor. No. He's my adopted resident. He inspects the fields and he keeps looking for rodents. Gizmo survived an owl attack a couple of years back. He's my neighbor's cat. He's an avid hunter. Gizmo was a rescue cat that was found in a ditch. And he does have issues with water. And he likes to suck on my drip irrigation. What Braden is doing is somebody kind of messed up last year. And the walkways didn't get, the beds are supposed to be 4 feet wide. And as you can see, this bed was not 4 feet wide and this bed was not 4 feet wide. So in the spring, we fix old mistakes from the year before, reestablishing the beds so they're proper width. We reestablished the walkway in which we mulch. We hand work this area with the hack just like they had done in the greenhouse. Here, you see, we have arugula sprouting. See the nice little cotyledons? And right beside the arugula, we have pak choi growing. Here we have an early crop of peas, yes, and an early crop of spinach. And then we have the an early crop of lettuce transplanted there. This, once these early crops are all done, will all be planted into baking beans. And then the last bit that's still under the tarp, we're gonna plant tomatoes. Look at my tree. That is a special tree. That is one of the last blue spruce that my father grew from seed. So my father was a Christmas tree grower, and he also liked to dabble in some ornamentals. He was an avid seed collector, and he would grow these exotic ornamentals.
DNA.
Yeah, I get it honestly. When we moved here to Gilbert's Cove, we planted it in the front lawn. But the front lawn evolved into a garden. It's kind of my father looking over my garden.
Nice. Yeah.
So, when we moved to Gilbert's Cove, my brother gave me a horse chestnut that he grew from seed. Is a tree that my brother grew from seed. This is a walnut that the previous owner planted with his grandson. Okay,
Nice
it's a nice history. Why do I have flowers near my vegetable garden? I just have a small flower bed here, and it's to attract beneficial insects. And this is a permanent perennial flower garden. So there is a hiding spot for beneficial insects to winter, but also to attract them near where I need them. These are flowers to attract the beneficial insects. And also I have it mulched so there's a wintering area for beneficial insects. These are different. They're here for the main purpose. This is a weeping mulberry. And the mulberry fruit is very sweet. It's so the birds eat this fruit instead of the fruit that I'm trying to harvest for myself. But we will fight with the birds to get some mulberry fruit because it does make a nice jam and it does make a nice wine. This garden here was a suggestion from a specialist. He said, you need to have the gardens where people can see them. Because when they see a beautiful garden growing, it'll entice them to want to eat vegetables. So we focused the vegetable operation. It is 0.78 acres total. That's including the greenhouse space, and I grow over 10,000 pounds in 0.78 acres. And I also grow more than 70 different varieties of plants on 0.78 acres.